Welcome back to Real Estate Radio TV, the radio dedicated to real estate for a new interview. In today's interview, we have Jared to welcome Chris. Chris, managing partner at 10 Design. Hi, how are you today?
Very well, thank you.
All right, good. So first of all, what I propose is you can introduce yourself to our audience, talk a little bit about your business background and also your great architectural firm, 10 Design.
Thank you very much and welcome. We are 10 Design. We're a 260 strong architectural, master planning and urban design practice, headquartered in Hong Kong with offices in Shenzhen, Shanghai, Dubai, Edinburgh, Miami, and latterly Singapore. We're working globally in 60 different cities on large-scale master planning projects, mixed-use developments across all sectors. Our parent company is Aegis Engineering from France, European practice, which has specializes in engineering and large-scale infrastructure projects globally.
So obviously you're involved in a very wide range of sector, but what sector do you specialize in, within your firm?
I think what we've witnessed in recent years is an agglomeration of sectors where you have mixed-use developments is our primary expertise. So where we're looking at retail, office accommodation, residential, commercial, leisure and entertainment all in one development, not least so that it's socially and economically sustainable, but also it's a greater, more energizing place in which to live in cities. So our principal kind of opportunity and pipeline is large-scale mixed-use developments.
And also you specialize in kind of restructuring the architectural side of, many different cities. Obviously, cities evolve with time, cultural changes happen. We've seen obviously, for example, kind of the workplace environment changing. We see also, a move towards sustainable, architectural development. So that's something you specialize in?
Yeah, yes, it is. I mean, a good example for us is the Newtown Quarter project, which is in the capital city of Scotland, in Edinburgh. It's a 60,000 square metre mixed-use development, 350 homes, an 80,000 square metre office building, retail, and revitalised public realm. And that is exactly about sustainable development. It's obviously there's a targets and BREEAM excellent targets, well certified structures, but principally it's about connecting a city back together. It was in a redundant part of town where there was an existing building that was very down at heel and needed to be demolished, and reinvigorating, reconnecting parts of the city, prioritizing the pedestrian, having public realm that is multi-programmable and not just a singular program to again revitalize and drive footfall through the development and create a real place within the old town, the new town of the Georgian new town of Edinburgh. So it's an extremely exciting opportunity and a good example of our projects.
And so obviously you work in many different places. You have offices all around the world, which means you're a great firm. If people trust you. So really, what are the main developments you're currently working on?
We have a huge amount of work through our Hong Kong and Shenzhen studios in the mainland China, in the Greater Bay Area, where there is obviously this massive increase in population, large-scale developments, which are often, over 10 years. We've been working there with clients for 12 years on opportunities and projects and delivering them in a phase-by-phase basis. Obviously, there is a primary focus on transit-oriented development and activating central nodes within cities where there is a large footfall and a multimodal transport system. And we really enjoy the complexities of those projects. And recently, we've obviously, our parent company has recently acquired Weston Williamson, a transport infrastructure group, which is fantastic because we're now able to collaborate on those opportunities with one of our partner companies that further strengthens our expertise.
And what are the most important changes that you witnessed over the past couple of years in the architectural structure of a given city?
I think resilience is a key word, not just in terms of the climatic resilience, but economic resilience. So you can look at opportunities and projects that we're looking at where there are, you're addressing the climatic concerns of a particular region. For example, in Asia, the typhoon scenario, where you're having to manage huge volumes of storm water retention and reintroducing it, capturing it and reintroducing it into the city infrastructure in a measured and controlled way. But equally, economic resilience. We're working for clients the world over, latterly in the Middle East, where they have existing assets that we're looking at adaptive reuse of their structures. We're looking at colonizing space that latterly was maybe service or underutilized into pedestrian-friendly environments. So activating existing assets and sweating those assets to gain the most out of them.
Something that we have witnessed over the past couple of years that has affected the construction and development industry as a whole is really the increase in material cost. Many different factors contributing to it. Inflation, supply chain disruption. How has that affected your firm? And also, have you worked on any ways to, make things more cost effective? Because at the end of the day, what investors are looking for and developers is really a return on investment.
No, you're absolutely right. And it affects everything within our business and the way that we design and the way that we fabricate and the way we engage with, the supply chain. The beauty of architecture now is there is such a rich variety of technical platforms. And we're able to write our own scripting, and we have a much closer relationship with the fabricators and manufacturers. It's almost going back to how it was in medieval times, working very closely and trying to optimize the materiality use, so that you're doing the most with the least amount of materials, and that's a driving kind of process that we have to consider and engage in. We also have the pressures, as you say, of the market inflation, of material costs, and that is the key to that is collaboration, is actually working with the contractors in a very focused way to try and drive the best solution, the most optimized solution that is obviously aligned with budgets.
Well, thank you for all those great information. Of course, we're here on the MIPIM being one of the, leading real estate exhibition happening in Cannes, France. Your main office is based in Hong Kong. So, why go all the way here to the MIPIM?
I think everyone is focused on MIPIM, and it's obviously the majority is focus is Europe and the Middle East, which sits with my role in those across those two regions. But all eyes are here in property. Everyone is interested, investors, developers from all around the world, and we find it's an efficient way of getting through a lot of different discussions with people that we have already met, and also new introductions to new people as well. So we find it, in 2 years of missing MIPIM, we've really noticed that void. Coming back this week and having the time with face-to-face with clients, with consultants is so healthy. That's humanity, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Right. Nothing can replace in-person meetings. I couldn't agree more. We've been through, many online meetings, but I think it's great to be back in person. Before we let you go, is there anything else, we haven't touched on in regards to your firm that you would like to address our audience?
Look, I think it's a very interesting time to be part of the architectural community and the construction profession as a whole. I think we've got some huge challenges ahead of us, focusing on net zero, focusing on, decarbonisation, understanding what we can do to improve efficiency and optimization of our buildings, thinking very carefully about our environment internally, where we work, where we live, air quality and various issues like that, particularly in light of the last 2 years. So there's some really interesting kind of challenges ahead, and we're really excited about getting involved and continuing to deliver great work.
Well, thank you for your time. It was a great pleasure having you on. Thank you guys for listening. You can find all of our interviews on our app, which is available for free on the App Store and Android, and follow us on all social media platforms. Thank you very much.
Tudor, thank you.
You're welcome.